So I ran out of options. I didn't begin into addiction until I was about 31 years old. The majority of my adult life I spent in law enforcement. So I was a police officer, deputy sheriff, for many, many years. So I've seen this on every side that you can see it. And I got hurt on the job, and got prescribed pain medication, and that's where my addiction took off. So I ended up getting myself in a little bit of legal trouble over this addiction. Of course, lost that career, had to go different routes, but it progressed from there too, into stimulants, cocaine and methamphetamine. I realized that I had no understanding of addiction at that point. Of course, I knew about narcotics and drugs and enforcement of them, right? But seeing how it affects the individual and their family and the destruction that it causes, my mind wasn't really open to that. I didn't see it in the same way that I see it today. This is the thing about addiction. It can happen to anyone at any time, from any occupation, any level of society or facet of society. It affects everyone. And, the disease is the same. This burden's the same. Never in my past did I find a consequence severe enough to stop. Right? So that's losing careers, losing occupations, losing marriages, losing the support of family and loved ones, losing material things in life, homes and cars and trucks, losing respect. Never was there a consequence severe enough for me to stop. So I went to, I think, 3 or 4 30-day treatment and completed them. But it took me to being forced or court-ordered to Recovery Point. And I was there for 15 and a half months. Long-term inpatient to really, and still, I bucked it a little bit here and there, and until I started really seeing the things that I wanted, right? That freedom that it brings. And then it turned into a passion about helping other people. For many years, I struggled with what it was, right? So the piece to that puzzle was helping others, right? And I learned that through the program of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and Recovery Point. And that's my piece to the puzzle, right? It showed me my passion and purpose, right? Helping others. That was Chuck's piece to the puzzle to keep going, right? So every day I get up, right? So maybe I can help one person, if that's all it is, to where they find that joy and hope and peace. That really, addiction just breeds and creates chaos in your life from the perspective of law enforcement and medical professionals. And the only way that we'll ever turn this around is to recover as a community. Individuals recover, of course, and it's wonderful and great. But I think that you have to see every side of this. So let's take the law enforcement community of it. A lot of their stigma comes from the criminality part, right? They're dealing with that criminality part of it every day. Not so much the individual or the disease, but what it entails for them, what they have to do. Society sees it from the same perspective a lot. They're victimized or whatever, but then there's the other part on the other side, the people in addiction, that it's not a choice for them, that it's basically the means of survival to go on, right? So being forthcoming with our stories to them, seeing that you can recover and people do recover, it's not the end of the story.